This is a Hyundai, but not as you know it. Meet the IONIQ 5. It's an electric vehicle that's set to change the game when it comes to electric vehicles. It's got 298 mile range, or so they say, and a lot of tech. Let's take a look. The look of it is truly iconic. I think they should have called it the IONIQ 5. So to look at, quite subjective, but I think it's got really nice features. If you have a look, there's no grille here because there's nothing to cool down. It's got some really cool lights. I really like this spaceship kind of design. It's interesting, and a lot of people couldn't stop looking at it as I was driving past. What I really love are these lights at the back, which are really quite futuristic, but with a little bit of an 80s vibe as well. They look really cool at night. What else is interesting is Hyundai have done away with the traditional rear wiper. Now, I'm not really sure how that's going to go down, because I've not had this car when it's been raining yet, but I'm interested to see. Apparently, they got rid of it because it makes it more aerodynamic. Got a pretty standout wheel design as well. Not for everybody, but still looks pretty cool. And then you've got a little bit of, oh, there's a spider. This is great for storing things like charging cables or for hiding spiders. And, oh, we've got a ladybug as well. The wildlife park is shut for the day. The real elephant in the room with the Hyundai IONIQ 5 is definitely the size of this thing. I mean, to look at, you don't think it's big, do you? But on pictures, it just looks like a regular sized hatchback, but it's not. Let me show you this. The IONIQ 5 is actually longer and wider than my Range Rover Evoque. Crazy, isn't it? Although the Evoque is higher, there's not that much of a difference, just look. But how does it compare to other EVs in terms of size? Well, it's longer and wider than the VW ID.4, it's slightly shorter than the Ford Mustang Mach-E and the Tesla Model 3. But it's wider than them both. So this is Chris, and he's a landscape gardener, which is so cool. So I just collared him because he was asking me about the car. Chris, what do you think to the Hyundai IONIQ 5?
I think it's lovely. The aerodynamics of it, the shape, it doesn't look abnormal.
It's got Chris's seal of approval. So it's surprisingly big, but it puts its space to good use, which is something I really love about the IONIQ 5. Let me show you inside. So inside, what's it like? Well, I think it looks wicked. It's really minimalist, which I love, and it's giving me some Tesla vibes, but they've made much better use of space in here. Look at all that. So I love the steering wheel design. It's really comfortable, and you get heated steering with the top spec. I'd have loved to have seen the Hyundai badge here, or for it to say IONIQ. Multifunction, and you've got drive modes here. You've also got these gear shift paddles. The gear stick, though, is here. Twist to put it into gear, and then push that for park. And how cool is this feature? This is actually one of my favourites. It's called Blind Spot Assistant, and it's really handy for pulling out of junctions. You can just see with a camera really clearly what's there. This bit will flash up red when you've got somebody in your blind spot. You've got these touch buttons here, or maybe not buttons, just touch bits for climate control. It's deceptively big, and it uses the space really well. Plenty of place to charge your phone. You've got this USB port here, some storage space here, and a 12-volt socket. And check this out. Yep, in the ultimate spec, you get a sliding center console, which makes it quite a customizable living space more than a car. The armrest lifts up, and you've got more storage space down here. So you've got two cup holders here, two USBs, which is really good, and another place to charge your phone. As standard, you get a wireless charging pad. And this glove box is a bit more like a drawer. Loads of different stuff in here, including your handbook. So you get two screens, as you can see. This one is for infotainment and some of the car's features, and this one shows you driving information. It'll show you things like how much charge you've got left, which is really handy. Also shows you your speed and how many miles you've done. Everything that you need is right there. I really quite like this feature. A bit different from the Ford Mustang Mach-E and the Tesla Model 3's iPad-like screen. This screen is actually touchscreen, I'll just show you. It's really responsive, so it's really quite quick. It's not like laggy or anything like that. Now, what I will say is, with the heated seats, you've got to go through here, which is really annoying. I wish they just had physical buttons like you've got in the rear seats of the Ultimate. Like, you've got to go here and faff around to put the heated seat on and the climate control. It's not something you can easily do whilst you're driving. So that's the only thing that I would change. What a bit of car ASMR. Oh, crickets. Oh, that's a bit weird, isn't it? A bit gimmicky, but I guess if you're kicking back and waiting for the charger to charge the car, this might help you have a snooze. You get rear camera as standard, and on the higher specs, you'll also get this really cool bird's eye view camera, which is really handy. Look at this. You can see if you're in the lines or not. And I mean, you should know, but that just makes life so much easier, right? You also get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard, which is good. Oops, better read my messages. Range anxiety is a real thing for most of us when it comes to thinking about switching to electric, but you've got 91% battery here. It tells you where the nearest charging port is, and you can always see on this screen and this screen over here how much battery charge you've got left. And these business class style seats come with Techpap, which is an optional extra that Hyundai offer for just under £1,500. Check this out. This seat moves so many different ways. Really cool. And look at this. So I can shut my eyes and pretend I'm in business class instead of Bradford. The build quality in here is really good, and everything's made from sustainable fabrics. And it also does this. How cool is that? Pretty cool, that, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, cool feature. Now, some people may say that that's a gimmick, but to me, I hate parking. I mean, who actually enjoys parking? Now, this is really cool. It's called the vehicle to load feature, and it enables you to use your IONIQ 5 as portable charging device, even with the car off. So you can plug anything that you like with a 3-prong plug into there and charge it. You could even charge another electric vehicle or a gaming device, perfect for camping, traveling, anything like that. Just turn it on. There you go. Cool, that, isn't it? And don't worry, it locks. So if you're worried about things like theft, not a problem. This is so hard to get off. I don't know if it's because my hands are cold or... Oh my God, James, can you get that off? That is just crazy. So James did manage to get it off. Apparently there's a knack using your fingers to pry it off. But yeah, this is what you'd use to charge at a fast charger. So whilst you're charging your car, you can of course do some kettlebell swings, because this thing is really quite heavy. And back here, it's actually really comfortable and roomy. The seats are comfortable. I know if I was a little one, I wouldn't mind being back here. You've got some handy USB ports down here for charging phones, game consoles, and a handy little pocket here. And check this out. The seats slide back and forth. Yep, the rear seats. How cool is that? With ultimate spec, you also get this, which is so cool. Heated rear seats. You've also got loads of space to store drinks and other bits. Really quite thoughtful. And check this out. FaceTiming a friend, doing some work on your laptop, or watching a film on Netflix. But what I will say is this, the Apple Mac adapter won't actually fit here. But what you could do is just get an extension instead. So with the seats up, you get 527 litres, which is more than adequate. You also get this loading floor where you can keep your other cables and your tire mobility kit. And with the seats down, 1,527 litres, which is pretty good. Plenty of room for your shopping and anything else you want to get up to. So to drive, it's a lot of fun. All right, not as fun as a Tesla Model 3, it's not as fast, but it can still do 0 to 60 in 7.4 seconds. This particular one anyway. Put your foot down, it does go quite quickly. Love that instant torque that you get with electric cars. 214 brake horsepower. This particular car is rear wheel drive. They do a all-wheel drive version, which is probably going to be my pick because of where I live. I'd be interested to see what this is like in the snow. It handles the road really, really well. Even though it's quite big and wide, it's actually really easy to steer. Now, it doesn't handle lumps and bumps in the road as well as, let's say, an SUV, but it's still really comfortable. Sounds like a spaceship taking off when you put your foot down. Crazy. There's a lot to like, and I definitely think it's a great contender against Tesla. All right, it's not as fast, but it gives more range than their rear-wheel drive version, and there's a lot of really cool kit. Everyone wants to look at it. Everyone wants to ask me what it is. I've had thumbs up, I've had smiles. I can't wait to see more of these on the road. It's really quite good value for money when you look at what else is on offer. So does the Hyundai IONIQ 5 keep its promises, and is it worth the hype? Well, in my opinion, yeah. It does. I really like it, and I know the design is subjective. You may love it or hate it, but I think it's one of the best looking EVs on the road right now, and it's not just giving style, it's giving substance as well. Although it didn't meet the projected range that was stated online, it did actually give me 245 miles. I don't think that's bad. I think the Hyundai IONIQ 5 makes it far more realistic to own an electric vehicle right now. They're going to give you 5 years warranty, which is more than Tesla, more than Volkswagen Group. That's really good. It makes owning an EV a lot more of a realistic purchasing decision. So what do you think to the Hyundai IONIQ 5? And would you consider going electric for your next car? Let me know in the comments.